In 2000, one man had watched one of the greatest fortunes in modern financial history collapse almost overnight. Not a country, not a company. One person, Masayoshi Son. At the peak of the dot-com bubble, he had briefly been one of the richest people in the world. Then the market turned, SoftBank's value collapsed, and tens of billions of dollars disappeared. His personal fortune was almost completely erased. Most people would have vanished after that. Son did not. He came back. Years later, he made another bet, one so reckless, so expensive, and so strange that it became one of the most infamous investments in modern business history. He gave billions of dollars to Adam Neumann, the founder of WeWork, a man who claimed he was not renting desks, but elevating human consciousness. After the dot-com crash, after WeWork, after billions of dollars in losses, Masayoshi Son had returned again. Richer, louder, and now betting everything on artificial intelligence. The question is simple. Is he seeing the future before everyone else, or is he about to burn another fortune? Masayoshi Son was born in 1957 in Kyushu, Japan, into a poor Korean immigrant family. In post-war Japan, Korean immigrants faced discrimination, limited opportunities, and social exclusion. As Son grew up, he understood one thing very clearly. The system had not been built for people like him, so he decided to build his own. When he was 16, he cold-called the president of McDonald's Japan and asked him for advice. Most teenagers would never even imagine doing that. Son did. According to Son, the advice he received changed his life. Go to America. So he went. At 19, he enrolled at UC Berkeley. He had very little money, barely spoke English, and had no real connections. But he had already made a decision that sounded insane. He would become a billionaire by the age of 30. Every day, Son forced himself to come up with a new business idea. Most of them went nowhere, but one of them worked. He had noticed that electronic dictionaries were popular in Japan, but that the technology had not been properly licensed in America. While he was still a student, he presented the idea to Sharp Corporation and sold the rights. The deal was worth roughly $1 million. He was 20 years old. In 1981, Son returned to Japan and founded SoftBank. At first, the company only sold software. But Son did not sell like a normal salesman. At computer fairs, he would stand on a wooden crate and shout at people to sell his products. He was intense, aggressive, and impossible to ignore. Within a few years, SoftBank became one of Japan's most important software distributors. In 1994, the company went public. Then the Internet arrived. Son did not see the Internet as a trend. He saw it as the beginning of a new civilization. So, he started buying. Yahoo Japan, E-Trade, Ziff Davis, and stakes in technology companies across America and Asia. Between 1994 and 2000, SoftBank invested in hundreds of companies. Then, in 1999, Son met a young Chinese entrepreneur named Jack Ma. His company was called Alibaba. After only a few minutes of conversation, Son invested $20 million. Later, he said Jack Ma had sparkling eyes. That investment would become one of the greatest venture capital bets in history. But before Alibaba made him legendary, the dot-com bubble would nearly destroy him. In 2000, the internet bubble burst. For years, investors had poured money into companies with no profits, no clear business model, and sometimes not even a real product. SoftBank had been exposed to this madness more than almost anyone else. When the market collapsed, Son's empire collapsed with it. SoftBank's value crashed. His personal fortune took a devastating hit. The future he believed in suddenly started to look like a fantasy. Most investors would have quit. Son gave the press only one answer: "I'm fine." Then he went back to work. He shifted SoftBank into telecommunications, bought Vodafone Japan, and helped turn it around. In 2008, he brought the iPhone to Japan through SoftBank. He had survived the first disaster, but survival was never enough for Masayoshi Son. By 2016, he wanted something bigger. A $100 billion technology fund, one of the largest in history. He called it the Vision Fund. Son does not think in years. He thinks in eras. He once presented a 300-year business plan. To most people, that sounds insane. To Son, it was normal. He believed artificial intelligence would reshape the global economy, and he wanted to own the companies that would build that future. With backing from Saudi Arabia, Abu Dhabi, Apple, Qualcomm, Sharp, and others, the Vision Fund was born. $100 billion. It was so large that it changed Silicon Valley. Startups no longer had to prove they were profitable. They only had to look big enough for Masayoshi Son's imagination. Then Son met Adam Neumann. Neumann was the founder of WeWork. On paper, WeWork rented office space, but Neumann sold it as something much bigger, a movement, a lifestyle, a mission to elevate human consciousness. This should have scared investors. It did not scare Son. He believed that crazy founders built the future. SoftBank poured billions into WeWork, and the company's valuation climbed to $47 billion for a company that was still losing enormous amounts of money. In 2019, WeWork was preparing to go public. The IPO documents revealed massive losses, strange governance, and a founder whose personal life seemed dangerously intertwined with the company's finances. For years, private investors had accepted the story. The public market did not. The IPO collapsed. Adam Neumann was forced out. SoftBank had to rescue the company it had helped inflate. Billions were lost. And WeWork was not the only problem. Uber disappointed. Oyo struggled. Greensill collapsed. Wirecard became one of Germany's biggest fraud scandals. The Vision Fund, once seen as unstoppable, suddenly started to look reckless. At a press conference, Son showed an image of a dead golden goose and said, "I'm the one who killed it." For a while, the world thought Masayoshi Son was finished, but once again he had come back. In 2023, Son returned with a new obsession: artificial intelligence. He said artificial general intelligence was coming. He said super-intelligent machines would become thousands of times smarter than humans. To most people, this sounded like science fiction, but to Son, it was arithmetic. SoftBank's stake in ARM, the chip design company, became central to this new vision. As the artificial intelligence boom grew, everything connected to chips and computing power became more valuable. Then Son made another massive commitment, $100 billion in artificial intelligence investment, again. The same man who had lost fortunes in the dot-com crash, and WeWork was now at the center of the next technological gold rush. And the same question returned. Has Masayoshi Son learned from the past, or is this just WeWork on a larger scale? No one knows. Because Son does not move with caution. He moves with conviction, and conviction is dangerous. Once in a generation, it changes the world. The rest of the time, it burns money. Masayoshi Son is impossible to define. He is a genius and a gambler, a visionary and a warning sign. With Alibaba, he made one of the greatest investments in history. With WeWork, he made one of the worst. But maybe the truth is simpler. Masayoshi Son is a mirror. When the world believed in the internet, he believed more than anyone else. When Silicon Valley worshipped charismatic founders, he gave them billions. And now, as the world tells itself that artificial intelligence will change everything, Son was once again the most convinced man in the room. Maybe he is right. Maybe his artificial intelligence bets will become the next Alibaba. Or maybe they will become the next WeWork. When the answer arrives, it will be worth $100 billion, one way or another.